See, what I'm not going to do is be a one-trick pony. A lot of people out here, and rightfully so, calling out idolatry. I applaud that. We should do that. But here's the thing. Some people, that's all they do. All they do is talk about idolatry. And you know why? Because people aren't going to call out or point out the sins that they commit. So, of course, they come out of idolatry. And they're going to just harp on idolatry and nothing else. Or if they do talk about anything else, it's something that they themselves don't do. But they'll ignore. The sins that they do, they'll ignore. And the hit dog gonna holler. Or bark, should I say. Better yet, a hit dog gonna yelp. Because me or anybody else talks about sins that people in the Yah-only community do. They ain't gonna like that. Y'all forget. We ain't supposed to be committing adultery. We ain't supposed to be disrespecting our parents. We're supposed to respect elders, right? We're not supposed to envy, right? We're not supposed to envy anything of our brothers, right? We're not supposed to hate our brother in our heart. Oh, y'all forget that one, right? Y'all forget that, right? So why is all these people in the Yah-only community? Why are so many of us at war with each other? Why does it seem like so many of us envy each other? Whether because somebody has more of a following on YouTube, or maybe somebody was blessed with more of they just, they're just a better teacher, or whatever the case may be. Why? I see it so much. I see it so much. All over, bruh. You think us as so-called Yah-only, we supposed to know the Torah, the Tanakh, more than everybody else. So why can't we see the things that we do? Why can't we see our own sins enough to call them out? Why do we limit it to idolatry? And yes, that's a major one. That's one of the worst ones. But that's not the only one. Why are you triggered when somebody speaks against your sin? Why do you not speak against your sin? Sir? Ma'am? Huh? See me, I ain't gonna be a one-trick pony. I'm gonna call all this shit out. And bruh. The only persons favor that I care about, well, that actually matters, is the Most High's. The only validation I care about is the Most High. So I don't care if you hate me because I call your sin out and you think, oh, why don't you talk about idolatry 24/7? Nigga, you know how many videos and posts I've done about idolatry, bro? There's so many more sins to go over, bro. We should be so far beyond that, bro. Are we in idolatry? So you're only gonna call out the shit that you don't do. But deep down you got a wicked, evil, hateful heart towards a brother of yours, whether literal or in the nation, you are jealous of one of your brothers or sisters, you envy one of your brothers or sisters, you hate one of your brothers or sisters or more. You don't call that shit out, do you? You don't talk about the shit you do you? You want to point at everybody else, right? You want to talk about everybody else's shit, right? What about the shit you do? What about you, cuz? What about you, Quay? You gotta look in the mirror before you start pointing at other people, bro. Are you on point? Really ask yourself that. And if I'm triggering your monitoring evil spirit, good. Because that means I'm doing my job. That means you're hearing something that you're supposed to hear, bruh. So loosen that stiff neck. You know? Loosen that stiff ass neck. Turn your ear over so you can hear a little clearer, a little better. And really listen. And understand why you feel what you feeling right now. Because you know it's... Do I really got to go over all the sins that I see in the y'all only community? Almost every day. You think y'all is pleased and you hating your brother, you death threats on somebody to service him alone, and you ain't no better than them. They probably better than you in this walk. And you're threatening people and you're just wicked as fuck. Okay, you don't worship idols, but you damn near worship yourself. And let's say you don't. Even let's say you don't. You still wicked as fuck. And that feeling you're feeling right now, that's called striking the chord. But let that chord be music. Healing music like Dawid played for Saul. You know? I'm good at pressing buttons and striking chords. That's what we're supposed to do. We ain't supposed to have our least favorite sins or our favorite sin to point out, but ignore everything else because we have favoritism, because our friends might be doing this particular thing, because we might be doing a particular sin. So we're going to, sweep that under the rug, but we're going to talk about this right here because I don't do that. They do that. All these New Testament people do it, so I'm going to talk about what they do. I'm not going to talk about what I do. I'm not going to talk about what my friends do, what my crew does, what I do. I'm going to focus on them. You're supposed to be balanced. Call their shit out. Call out their idolatry, but call your shit out too. Call your people shit out too. Call your friends shit out too. Your family shit out too. Your shit out too. Call it all out. Don't be partial. Don't be biased. Judge righteously. Ain't that part of the law? Huh? Or you only read the parts that you like, that pertain to other people. I don't play that shit over here. We gonna go through all that shit. We ain't passing pork chop over here that skips context and jumps from here a little, there a little. Nah, you getting the whole damn thing. Here a little, my ass. Trying not to be vulgar, but sometimes y'all piss me off and give me righteous indignation. I'm working on it. Since we're on the topic, let's go through Mishlei. Just for just a little bit. There's some things in Mishlei I want to go through that y'all probably do not. I'm gonna tell y'all, one of the books I go through the most is Proverbs, which is Mishlei. And also, I listen to Ayob Nazir's Meditate on Torah video. It's like an hour and 11 minutes long. And I listen to that damn near every day. And I fall asleep to it damn near every day. Every law that pertains in exile. Meditating on it, hearing it all the time. Damn near memorize it. I hear the laws all the time in my ears. And Proverbs is one of my favorite books, so which one was it that I want to go through? Oh yeah. Oh, classic one. Something y'all probably forget. You know when they say the beginning of wisdom is the fear of the Most High, the fear of Yahweh is the beginning of wisdom. Well, I'm going to lead up to that. This is a precursor to that. Here we're in Proverbs, or Mishlei, or as the Lashawan Kadashers would say, Mashalaya. Here. We start at verse 12 in chapter 6. The lawless man is a man of iniquity. He goes forth with distortion of the mouth. He winks with his eyes, shuffles with his feet, points with his fingers. Duplicity is in his heart. He plots evil all the time. He stirs up strife. But where is that for strife? I'll get to it later. Was it verse 14? Medianim. Chord. Ra. I got lost reading it in the language. Huh? Anyway, he stirs up strife. Therefore, his undoing, my bad, y'all. I ain't worn contacts since 2021, so I got to get close to get my perfect vision. Therefore, his undoing will come suddenly. He will be broken in an instant without healing. Yahweh hates these six, but the seventh is the abomination of his soul. Haughty eyes, a false tongue, hands spilling innocent blood, a heart plotting iniquitous thoughts, feet hastening to run to evil, a false witness spouting lies. And one of y'all came on my comment on my channel about modern Turin spirits, saying that I don't call out idolatry or people's sins. Your lying ass. That's you right there, false witness spouting lies. Most High hates a lying tongue, bro. What the hell are you talking about? I don't call out people's sins or idolatry. What the hell are you watching? You know who you are, bro. I can't remember your name off the top of my head, but I know you be lurking, and from what I heard, all you do is go on people's channels and you always got something negative to say, or you always, that's all you do. You're summed up, kind of summed up right here. One who stirs up strife among brothers. All you do is go seek strife, bro. Work on yourself, my guy. Heed, my son. Hold on. Yeah, I'll just finish that. The command of your father, and do not forsake the teaching of your mother. Okay. Now, look at this. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say that. Well, y'all, I'm kind of tired. It's about to be 11 where I'm at. Oh, it's coming up right here. Mishlei, Masalaya 8. Here. Remember, the beginning of wisdom is the fear of Yahweh. Well, let's see what the fear of Yahweh is. Mishlei 8. It's 13 in my book. Fear of Yahweh is hatred of evil. Let's keep going. I hate pride and haughtiness, the way of evil and a duplicitous mouth. And I touched on this on an older video I did on pride and arrogancy. I did a whole lesson on it. So, if the beginning of wisdom is the fear of Yahweh, and the fear of Yahweh is to hate pride and arrogancy and all these things, can you have wisdom if you have pride or arrogancy or a duplicitous mouth? And you don't hate evil, the evil that you do? Answer that honestly for me. Let's keep going. Let's keep going down the list. Because I've been had these. What was that? Okay, yeah. With 11:9, with a flattering mouth one corrupts his friend, but the righteous are delivered through knowledge. Now, some verses say slander. I'm talking about slander, slandering a friend. How many of y'all do that? "13. He who reveals a secret is a talebearer, but the faithful of spirit conceals a matter." Ain't it in Torah? We're not supposed to go up and down being a talebearer? Telling lies about people? Spreading rumors? Slandering? How many of y'all do that? Defamation of character, Yeah, I'm gonna love this one. Let's start Mishle 12, verse 1. One who loves knowledge loves discipline, but he who hates rebuke is a bore. Some verses say like a fool. So y'all getting rebuked right now. If you hate the rebuke, if you hate what I'm saying that's going against shit that you do, and you hate it, you are a fool. You are wicked. The wicked hate rebuke and correction. You should be able to, you should love me. You should love anybody that sees a sin you're doing and they tell you about it. Because I want you to be better. I want you, I want you to peak. The Most High don't delight in the death of the wicked. He wishes that the wicked will repent and return and keep his commandments. And that is my prayer. That is my wish. His will is my will. I don't want y'all to die in your sins. I'm not gonna be the one that just turns a blind eye and just talks about idolatry and just talks about New Testament people, and I'm a one-trick pony and that's all I do. And then I ignore all the shit that y'all are doing in the y'all only community, especially to each other. I don't care if you like me or not. I don't do this to be liked. I get the blood off my hands. (12:17). One who always spouts the truth will give righteous testimony, but a witness saying falsehoods personifies deceit. Here. 22. False lips are an abomination to Yahweh, but those who act in faith are his desire. So stop telling lies about people, man. Stop telling lies. Stop slandering, false accusations, trying to turn people against somebody. Just doing injustice in general. Just stop. Dude. It's like 13. A wise son desires a father's discipline, but a scoffer has not heard chastisement. Y'all can't take rebuke. Y'all can't take chastising. Y'all can't, which don't the Most High chastise those he loves? So if you love somebody, shouldn't you tell them when they're doing wrong? Some people do it. Some people rebuke. Here's nothing I've seen though. Some people rebuke. They don't do it They don't do it out of goodness of their heart to get a person out of sin. They do it. They do it in a prideful way to, I don't know, it's like they get high off it type shit, And that usually be the arrogant, narcissistic people, But then you tell them about themselves and, they want to have a little hissy fit. Here. Did I read that already? A righteous person despises a false matter, but a wicked person sullies and insults. Go through all these. Here. See, what I always say, it's important to go through the Proverbs, because the Proverbs touch on character, wisdom, and how to conduct yourself within the commandments. A lot of things it teaches wisdom on how to navigate dealing with your neighbor, with your brother, with your people in certain situations to prevent things from happening. Character development. So a lot of y'all reading Torah, but you're not developing your character. What's 14? Here. 14:17 in Stones to Knock. A short-tempered person acts foolishly, and a person who designs evil is hated. You got a short temper. If your emotions are easily manipulated, and one little thing causes you to lose, you about to erupt, and you just snap all the time, you have no control. You might put your hands on somebody for something minute. Work on yourself. And that used to be me. I used to be ready to fight all the time over small, stupid things. So, and don't get me wrong, if I have to, I will. Throw a friendly elbow at you, if I have to. But end of the day, I seek peace over everything. I love my peace. I spend a lot of my time, majority of my time, by myself. I don't like drama. I don't like crowds. I don't like shitty energy, So I don't really I love my peace. But if I have something to say, I'm gonna say it. And I have more control these days, but if I have to, especially if it's protecting somebody else, then you're gonna bring the beast out. But other than that, I'm chill, you know what I'm saying? I'm chill. I'm a pretty balanced dude. You know what I'm saying? That's my brand. And my brand is balance. That's what I'm all about. Balanced, equal weights. Not leaning too far to the right or the left. Staying on that straight path. Yeah. Proverb 14:29. Slowness to anger shows much understanding, but a short-spirited person elevates foolishness. So y'all out here, especially online, bro. You let somebody online get you that mad, bro. Twitter fingers. You Twitter fingering? You Twitter fingering? Like an hour straight. You an hour straight just face red. If you got a computer, if you got a keyboard, smashing your keyboards, pressing them so damn hard. You know, what's that movie where Jim Carrey, what's his name is, what's that dude? Bruce Almighty, and you just tapping on the keyboard, bro. That's y'all Twitter fingers, man. I'll be so mad, bro. I gotta stop getting so mad so easily. Here, there's something a lot of people do not consider here. Proverbs 15. A gentle reply turns away wrath, but a galling word incites anger. So you knowing ahead of time that a certain reply is going to get a certain reaction. And you know that if you say something or say something a certain way, it's going to cause a different reaction. It's kind of like, you know what's going to happen if you put a lighter to a gas tank. But you still do it. So that's something a lot of people need to work on also. And I ain't gonna lie, sometimes it's just my personality though, but I can be antagonizing, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of time I just be like low-key, like just troll. You know, it's just my personality. I troll, but in a nonchalant way. You know? It's just if you know me, you know what I'm talking about. But it's funny. So it's not like to get somebody angry. It's just how I am. Like I just naturally good at responding to things and just like being slick, but you know what I'm saying? Here. 18. The wrathful man incites strife, but the slow to anger calm a quarrel. So which one are you in this portion right here? Are you the wrathful man that incites strife, or are you the slow to anger one that has control over your emotions? What it say? Better a man that control his spirit than a king that conquers many cities. So which one are you in this situation? Which one should you work to be? Which one will reduce conflicts, unnecessary conflicts, especially between y'all own? Are you out here starting quarrels on purpose because you're just addicted to drama? You know? Or are you out here calming quarrels down? Because if you do that, I mean, you're not a wrathful man in that instance. Does y'all love wrathful men? Let's see, this is Ecclesiastes 3. There's a time for everything, but sometimes y'all be one thing all the time, and y'all never nothing else. Y'all just wrath. Never no peace. Never trying to make peace. Never, egging shit on. And that's pride. That's arrogancy that drives that. That was the next one too. Yeah. Here's another. Fear of Yahweh is the discipline of wisdom, and humility precedes honor. How many of us can say we're humble? Didn't say the meek shall inherit the earth. I don't think it said the proud. I think there's a lot of verses against the proud. I think it said the prideful is going to be cut down, right? Every haughty heart is the abomination of Yahweh. From hand to hand, he will not be exonerated. The desire of kings is righteous lips, and he will love one who speaks upright words. All y'all calling yourselves kings out here, but do y'all have righteous lips? To do evil is an abomination for kings, for a throne is established through righteousness. There is a charm on the lips of a king. In judgment, his mouth will not deceive. All y'all calling yourselves kings out here, self-appointed kings. Do y'all fit these attributes? Hmm. 16:18. Pride precedes destruction, and arrogance comes before failure. And up earlier in 15:32, we saw that humility precedes honor. So humility precedes honor, pride precedes destruction, arrogance before failure. Which side are you on, Quay? You know? Better to be lowly of spirit with the humble than to be sharing spoils with the proud. 16:28. A duplicitous man incites strife, and a complainer estranges a ruler. The man of violence entices his companion and leads him in a way that is not good. One who shuts his eyes to think of duplicity and signals with his lips has consummated evil. Do y'all call out violence? Do y'all call like as much? Do you call out everything? Are you balanced? Do you call out every sin? That's just my question. That's what I'm trying to get at. Here. 16:32, one of my favorites. He who is slow to anger is better than a strong man, and a master of his passions better than a conqueror of a city. A lot of times getting in your emotions is going to cause your downfall. Just like when you get in a fight. All the professionals know this. The person that loses their temper, the person that loses their control, they usually lose the fight. Start breathing harder. They lose their technique. Start wailing. Leave themselves open. And the person that's calm and they in flow mode and they still sticking to their plan, just like with trading. You trade with your emotions, you blowing that account. It's the same thing, but all facets of life. If you don't rule your emotions, they rule you. That puts you in your feminine. (17:4). An evildoer is attentive to iniquitous speech. A false person listens to a destructive tongue. How many of us do this? One who mocks a pauper insults his maker. One who rejoices in another's misfortune will not be exonerated. How many of y'all is praying on other people's downfalls, and when they have a downfall or they fail at something, that does something to you. That does something for you. That makes you feel good. Seeing somebody fail, do worse than you, makes you feel good. You are fucking wicked. You are disgusting. If somebody's downfall is pleasurable to you, you're fucking disgusting. You are sick in the head. You're one of them little ass crabs in the bucket that try to pull the other crab that's about to get out. You grab, no, crabby ass. So if that's you correct that shit. You better correct that shit. Because you got an evil eye. You hate your brothers. You're breaking Torah. You are hateful of somebody's success. Y'all some work, man. And to be making fun of the poor, that's another sin people don't even think about. Ain't it Torah to give to the needy? Don't it say in Isaiah 58? The part in Isaiah 58 people love to point out is cry aloud, spare not, lift up your voice like a trumpet, show the house of Israel their sins. That's the part y'all love. Y'all skip the rest of it though. When it say you fasted for strife, but what did it say that the true fast was? Let's skip to that real quick. We'll be right back. We'll be right back here. Let's see. The part that y'all don't like to read. Surely this is the fast I chose, to break open the shackles of wickedness, to undo the bonds of injustice, and to let the oppressed go free and annul all perversion. How many are doing that? How many are speaking up for the oppressed? How many are committing acts of justice? I want to say Michelin 21 and 3. We're going to get to that. It's coming up. It's better to do acts of justice than sacrifice. Yeah. So how many of y'all be in public and y'all see somebody getting jumped? Or like homeboy, that got jumped and killed. And people out there recording with their phones. How many of y'all would have stepped up and helped him out and stopped it and calmed the strife, calmed the quarrel? Or would you have incited it or ran away with your tail tucked behind your legs? And then the blood, well, ain't that Torah? Don't let your neighbor's blood spill. Don't stand at the feet of the blood of your neighbor. Y'all don't follow that, do you? Y'all too scary. Y'all ain't about justice. Y'all cosplaying. I'm not talking about all y'all. I'm talking to y'all that feel what I'm saying right now and it's striking you. And it's putting aches in your bones. And it's melting your soul. And it burns. And I want you to feel that burn. So what you gonna do to cool it down? What you gonna, That's what it's supposed to do. You hate correction, you hate rebuke. You know who you are. I may not know who you are, but I'm talking to somebody. I'm talking to a lot of y'all. Here. Surely you should break your bread for the hungry and bring the mourning poor to your home. When you see a naked person, clothe him, and do not hide yourself from your king. So how many of y'all are feeding the hungry, clothing the naked, housing the homeless, doing what you can for people? You know? How many of y'all doing that? We supposed to be the light of the world. We got these fringes on. People see us with our fringes. We supposed to be the example to the world. So in a city, or just say a little area we're in, that's just whatever, 5-mile radius. Out of all the people in that 5-mile radius where this person's at, that's hungry, who should be the one to go out their way and maybe take this person to eat, to get groceries, buy some groceries for this person? I can understand not wanting to get money because some people use it for drugs and stuff. But you can combat that by getting them some food. If you own a home and you can shelter somebody, I mean, or at least help them find shelter, something. And do not hire yourself from your kin. So like, you see somebody that might want some money or might ask you for food or something, and you turn to a ghost. You turn this corner, you turn this corner now, and you ducking behind a tree. You Michael Myers now. You hide behind a tree, hoping they don't see you. But we supposed to be big brother. We supposed to be the head and not the tail. The head leads. The head determines where the body goes. Then your light will burst out like the dawn, and your healing will speedily sprout. Your righteous deed will precede you, and the glory of Yahweh will gather you in. Then you will call, and Yahweh will respond. You will cry out, and he will say, Here I am. If you remove from your midst perversion, finger pointing, and evil speech, and offer your soul to the hungry, and satisfy the afflicted soul, then your light will shine even in the darkness, and your deepest gloom will be like the moon. Alhamdulillah. Then Yahweh will guide you always, sate your soul in times of drought, and strengthen your bones, and you will be like a well-watered garden and a spring of water whose waters never fail. Ancient ruins will be rebuilt through you, and you will restore generation-old foundations, and they will call you repairer of the breach and restorer of paths for habitation. Back to me, Slay.